Our microwave quit working. We checked the breaker and the breaker was fine. So we went ahead and unplugged it and then let it sit. I don't know, we read that or heard that you're supposed to do that. There's some current or something in there that needs to drain out. So whatever that is. So we actually let it sit overnight. Meanwhile, what we had to do, we heard that there's a fuse back behind this. Getting this thing out here was a nightmare. But what we figured out is there's two screws. You got to take those out. But the way that, in order to do this, what you do is you have to pull. And what you're doing is you're rocking it this way, because you got tabs that hook down here, and there's one here, except I don't know where the other one is. Actually, there's 3 of them. So anyways, you got to get those, that's why it's got to come out this way, because these are not going to move. These here you can get out. But the problem we were having that made it so difficult was there's the screw that goes through there and bites. It chewed up that metal, and that metal was dragging on these tabs, and just couldn't free it up for anything. So what I did was I took my very large screwdriver and I went in here, opened that up, so I could get my knife in here and try to knock some of that down. Did the same over here. Then I took some 80 grit sandpaper, I got that in there, and then eventually I could just let it go and work the sandpaper back and forth, and then use my screwdriver, get it in on the other side, go back and forth. Did both sides, and that smoothed it up enough so that, as you can see, I actually got this thing out. It's a job. Now, as it turns out, there is a 20 amp fuse. We got one at we got a package of 5 of them at the hardware store, and it goes right back here. And so, trust us on that one. Now, in order to get to it, I had to buy one of these cute little screwdrivers. It's a the Phillips head, to get these screws out, because you don't have the clearance up there. The other thing we heard is that these connectors can come loose back here. That can cause a problem. So we checked ours. The wife found one that was a little bit up, so she pushed it back down. But you definitely want to check that while you're in there. Meanwhile, we were told we should clean this. So the way we got this out is you push it, the top of it, as far back as you can go, and then you got to get the bottom of your filter up over this here, because you want to leave that intact. Now, once we got the filter out, we used the ZEP 505 industrial cleaner and degreaser, and that worked really good. Put the filter in the sink, saturated it really good, let it sit for 5 minutes. Really the hottest water with the spray. Deborah cleaned it off, come out great. Now, meanwhile, while that was out, I checked this guy out, and turns out what this is when the filter's out, you can open this up. It's a little door, and that's where the light is, the light bulb. So if you need to replace, your light goes out, that's how you get to the light bulb to do it. Then, let's see, then we just got to put it back together. And here comes the trick, because you got to get these tabs up inside in there so that the bottom will go in all the way. And then get all this here goes underneath here. That was just a little bit of a test. So, we try to get the bottom in as best we can. Get all that in place, and then what I kind of cheat a little bit there, and okay, I got the top in. I don't have the bottom in quite yet. Just use my screwdriver here. There. Okay, now she's in all the way. And so what I did was I used a screwdriver, and I just pried it up just enough so that tab would go up over and down into where it's supposed to sit. So the last thing we need to do is put the screws in. When I put them in, I'm not going to make them real tight because I don't want to make that metal in there turn up and then bite that plastic tab where, you know, it makes it so hard to get it out. So that's it.